Let's go from Chris Weidman to the man that he was supposed to be facing this Saturday. Luke Rockhold is joining us right now on the phone. He is the UFC middleweight champion, and he headlines UFC 199. Luke, how are you?
Doing great. Nice busy day here in LA. Handling business.
Yes. What is this, media day today for you?
This is media day. Aren't they all media days?
Aren't
they all?
You seem to be loving it. Are you having a blast?
Enjoyable. Very much so.
What about Game 7 last night? Can we just talk about this for a second? How nervous were you? And is it possible, like I have an extra pep in my step because my beloved Warriors actually pulled it off. What about you? To see your team do that as you're about to defend your title, that's got to be pretty inspiring, right?
I'm feeling pretty damn good. The base is feeling pretty damn good. Warriors, finals, Sharks in the finals. I'm about to, I'm going to win their first world title of the year. One at a time. Defend and win.
Although the Sharks lost Game 1.
They did lost. But I have faith in the Sharks, man. It's been a long road, and they finally made it. So I'm excited for them, too. But the Warriors defend, they win, and I defend. It's going to be a damn good start to the, little start to the summer, I guess you could say.
Did you recognize this, that in the next 3 weeks or so, NorCal can be home to the UFC middleweight champion, UFC bantamweight champion, the NHL champion, and the NBA champion. And then in a month or so, DC as well, you can include the light heavyweight champion. That's pretty amazing.
Well, technically, he is light heavyweight champion at this point.
No,
right?
I mean, like after getting over that fight. But yes, we can include. I was just talking about like everyone getting through that, that next test.
Know, of course, it's gonna be. Hey, I love it. I love the sound of that. It's gonna. I mean, good party. I think we should all get together and enjoy this one.
So we just spoke to Chris Weidman, and he said that he's given you 2 gifts in your life. The first gift was the spinning back kick that, kind of led to his demise in that fight. And the second was pulling out so that he gave you Michael Bisping on a silver platter. Do you agree with him on that second one? He said this is the easiest title fight in title fight history. Do you concur?
I think he might have been easier. I don't know. That's my opinion. I think Bisping is just a little bit funner. It's more tactical. I'm going to enjoy it more. It's going to be funner for the fans. Where Weidman just kind of fights ugly and fights with his balls, comes forward and might get a little sloppy, but I'd pick him off fairly early. I think he overextends. Where Bisping, I can let you play around a little more with him and pick him off, here and there, and then find my kill shot.
So when you,
I think they're both in the same department. I think I've finished this fight in similar fashion.
So when you found out that Weidman was out and Bisping was in, you actually thought that this is a tougher fight for you, the Bisping fight?
No, I thought it was. It's more. It excites me more. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for me. It's going to be fun for the fans. I like tactical battles. I like outsmarting them. I like using adjusting and making my points. Where Weidman just kind of fights like an idiot. He just fucking runs forward and exposes himself and kind of overcommits and relies on his toughness. Where Bisping tries to make it more tactical, and I enjoy that process of finding my shots and outdoing them, outsmarting them in the cage and putting them away.
Since your win over Bisping in November of 2014, he's won 3 in a row against some pretty good competition, most notably Anderson Silva. Do you think that he's a better fighter? Has he gone better since that fight, in your opinion?
Yeah, I don't know. He seems like he's done well for himself. He's won some tough fights, no doubt. But I think who's gotten better is me. And as bad as it was for him last time, it's going to be that much worse. And I'm not just about beating Bisping for me. It's about going out there and doing something different than last time and doing it faster. Everyone knows me for my left kick. Everyone knows I got that right hook. It's time to step it up and add something more and to put him away with something different. And that's what I expect to do. It's people are gonna go. They're gonna see something different. They're gonna see a one-of-a-kind knockout, something you've never seen before. I'm gonna put on a clinic.
Wow, one-of-a-kind knockout. What are we thinking here? Can you give us a hint?
You're gonna see something different.
Whoa!
No I'm gonna pull out all the stops for Bisping, just for Bisping.
Hey, I want to play you a very quick clip. This is him talking about the first fight last week on this show. This is what he said he did wrong in that fight. I want to see if you agree with him. Here's the clip.
I made some mistakes in that last fight. I was closing the distance, then I was going out of range. I was going in and out the whole time. This time, I'm not going to play the long game. I can't afford to do that. He's going to have the better conditioning, let's be honest. If it goes 5 rounds, I'm going to slow down and slow. So I'm going to look to take him out of there early. I'm going to close the distance, push him up against the fence, and just unleash what I've got. And I believe I can take him out.
Is he onto something there? Do you think he has an accurate assessment of how the second fight, or he calls it the second fight, the first fight went?
I think that kick is still ringing in his head. He's obviously a bit delusional on what happened in that fight and what's going to happen in this fight. I'm not letting this fight go the distance. I'm not going to give him any excuses. I'm not going to close the distance and quote unquote headbutt him. I'm not going to allow him to bitch about cardio. I'm going to knock him out in the first round. He's going to have nothing to say. Whether he had a full camp, half a camp, or a week's notice, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get my knockout. I'm going to put him away. I'm going to show who's the better fighter, who's the champ.
And for the record, last week on the conference call, you talked about a bet that you guys had going into that fight, but I couldn't quite. What was the bet? What was the bet that you said that he didn't actually take?
At the time, the bet at the time when Bisping was getting, he gets his fair share of cash. So I had a little setback with the Vitor fight, so I dropped down the pay scales, and I put the offer up to if I finished him in the first round, we would switch purses. If I didn't finish him in the first round, he would get my purse and his, and get everything. All in the first round. He wasn't man enough to take the bet, and that was the situation. He knows exactly. I made that one pretty clear at the time, and of course he didn't want to remember it. So that was the case. But things have flip flopped. My paycheck's looking pretty damn nice these days, and so I'm comfortable with my seven points versus his.
Wow, we talking 7 figs now for the champ?
I do well. I do well for myself.
I don't know if you heard this, but he claimed on the conference call that he's making more than you, or maybe just as much. Did you hear that?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm happy with 7 figures. We're doing good sevens, so I really, really doubt he's finding himself in that range. But happy for him. Good for him. If he is, he is. I'm stoked for him. So I'm not one to hate. But I'm just one to. I want my money. I want my piece of the puzzle.
It's amazing to hear how many people are backing him. He's become this sweetheart because it's been so long for him to get the title shot. He's really done a 180 from being the bad boy. Have you been listening to his talk is very inspirational, I must say. It makes me want to, run 10 miles. Have you been listening to this stuff? Like, how does it come across to you, someone who's so confident going into the fight? Do you feel like he's trying to convince himself that he's going to win? Like, how do you process it?
Doesn't really matter what he says. We all know what's going to happen in the end. So, at least I do. You can call him a sweetheart. You can call him this, but this ain't going to be no sweetheart story. This ain't going to be no fairy tale. I will have none of that. People do not like confidence. People hate, people that tell them what they're going to do. People hate that. It comes off as arrogance, whatever you want to call it. But for me, it's the truth. The truth hurts sometimes, and I tell the truth. I don't talk shit, So Bisping, other people, they might talk shit. I talk the truth, and just because I know what I'm going to do. A lot of these guys think they know what they're going to do. Few people really do know, and that's what separates us. And I'm going to go do exactly what I said, and whatever people want to think of it. But I put my work in. I put the time. I've dedicated everything. I don't fuck around. I'm here to stay. I'm here to make my point, and so I'm the champ, and I'm going to go prove it.
So when he calls you smug and fans call you smug, all that stuff, it doesn't bother you?
Yeah, well, we all know who Bisping is. He can try to turn over a new leaf and go out, in a better light, but it doesn't matter. For me, I'll just go fight. When an opponent steps up to the plate and they want to fight me, I take it personal, and I'm going to tell them exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to beat them down. I'm going to get in the head. And then I'm going to go execute exactly what I said. So, like I said, everything I said, I'm not going out of my way to say something different, to talk shit. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do it. And so that's me. That's what I say, and that's how I just talk the truth.
Would it be accurate to say that you're hoping that he doesn't fight again after Saturday night, or is that a little too extreme?
Bisping can do whatever he wants, but I think after this fight, there'll be telling signs that he should probably hang it up. He's had a good career. He got his title shot, and it's been well. He's done well for himself.
You fired up some people going into the second Weidman fight when you're doing media, talking about him being a family man and not having that killer instinct and all that stuff. Bisping is the same. He's got 3 older kids. He's very much portrayed as a family man. Do you think that works against him as well going into this?
You love this angle, don't you? You love this angle.
It's an interesting angle because I think it's something that you can really, I mean, here you are, you're single, you're married to your career. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think it's interesting and I think it bothers people. And I think that sometimes it's not the worst thing to bother people if you're, the champ and trying to sell pay-per-views. That's just being honest.
It's, I'm not shy. I mean, like I said, I tell the truth. And a lot of guys with families, they grow soft in this business. It's different. It's different than any other sport. It takes a level of dedication. I separate myself. And I put the time in. You see a lot of these boxers, they leave their families and they put themselves in these training camps. Like you look back and you see the history of it. I think it hardens you and you focus and you can dedicate more of your time. These guys that are trying to juggle their families in training camps and make these fights. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So you'll see it. You'll see it. On and on. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show what I can do. Show what I put, all the work I put in every day.
By the way, are you familiar? I know you've been asked about this, but the new weigh-in policy in California, are you going to take advantage of that? You can weigh in between...
Hell yes. I'm going to take advantage of it.
So what are you doing?
Kidding me?
What are you going to do? You're going to weigh in at 10 on Friday?
I'm going to wake up. I'm going to have a little bit of breakfast, kickstart my metabolism. I'm going to walk downstairs. I'm going to have a sauna. I'm going to go up into my car. I'm going to drive to the scales. I'm going to weigh in. And I'm going to go eat like a king. And I'm going to come back nice and full and refreshed and stare the man down and take a weigh-in. And then we'll go fight.
So I actually want to ask you about that. What happens during the televised weigh-ins? Because obviously you'll be a lot bigger than 185 at that point. Do you have any idea?
I have no idea exactly. I know they're going to do some sort of a square off, or I don't know if it's going to be a weigh-in, but you'll see some. They'll have some media side of it, I'm sure. So this is all foreign to me. It's new, but I'm excited about the weigh-in early. I think it's stupid to sit there and deprive yourself and wait for all this bullshit to go through and stay dehydrated and let your body just keep sucking fluid from your brain and your body. So it's that downtime. It's like, once you've made the weight, what's the point of sitting there just to please, everybody? The PR side of things, it's not healthy. And so, I think this is a smart move on their part. I think it's, we weigh in, we look good at the weigh-in rather than just, completely drawn out.
So are you going to go as early as possible, like 10 a.m.? You're going to be there to get it over with?
No, see whatever's comfortable. In the morning, I'm going to wake up. When I wake up, I'm going to eat a little breakfast. I'm going to wait my timetable. It's going to take an hour digest, and then I'm going to start my cut. And then right when I'm done, I'm going to go. So
beautiful.
Routine, basically, just like the rest. But now I'm not. I don't have to wait 4 hours to commute to and from the weigh-ins, and then wait and do medicals and wait for the right time frame for TV and all that crap. So I'm excited about this.
Are you expecting him to get in your face and do all this stuff at the weigh-ins? Are you preparing for that? You know this coming?
I'm prepared to smack his finger out of my face. We know how Bisping is, a little finger pointing little bitch. So I'm gonna fucking, I'm prepared.
Okay, let's finally, the last question. I just want to get clear here, because last week on this show, Cody Garbrandt said first round knockout. Can you give us a specific round? Are you saying first round finish here? Is that what we're saying?
I'm saying first round knockout. Yes, I already said that many times.
Okay, I just want to get clear.
Yeah, this one will be ended in the first round. I will give you something different. It will not be a left kick.
Oh.
It might be a right kick. It might be a left hand. It's going to be something special.
And can we get a Warriors-Cavaliers prediction? I'm saying Warriors in 6. What are you saying?
Warriors in 6 sounds pretty damn good. You know, I like 6. They'll get a couple games, but Warriors will got too much heart of a champion.
Yeah,
boys are on a roll. I mean, they can't stop them. The momentum they carried from this last series too. Yeah, the Cavs are good. They got a healthy team, but I think there's too much heart, too much. They're gonna fluster the Cavs, and they're gonna get to them. Curry's coming back on. Clay's on fire. I'm excited.
The great Rudy Tomjanovich once said, never underestimate the heart of a champion. I think that applies to the Warriors, and it may apply to Mr. Luke Rockhold come Saturday night. I look forward to it. I am so excited for this. I can't wait. Thank you for the time, Luke. I know you're very busy. You're doing a lot of media today. I know you were most excited for this particular interview, so I appreciate you coming on and talking to us for a few minutes.
Always, Ariel. Enjoy the show. I'll see you soon.
Yes, I will see you out there. There he is, the UFC middleweight champion, Luke Rockhold, stopping by. Great stuff from him. A very happy man going into his fight at UFC 199. Like I said, the Bay Area, or NorCal to be exact, is on fire these days. Wow. Amazing. Everyone's coming out of there. All the champions.